Here's actually one of the biggest questions I'm asked. What type of bedding should I get? Well, there's a bunch of different types of bedding that you can get. But there's two types of bedding you cannot get. That would be pine and cedar bedding. Pine and cedar contain chemicals that can harm your pet, so you need to make sure you stay away from those. If you're currently using them, finish up the bag you're on and get a new bag later. The only safe wood bedding is Aspen. That one's fine. And what we used to say is if it starts with an A, then it's A-OK. Really silly catchline, but if it's the only way to get you to remember which wood bedding's the best, that's the way to do it. Or come up with your own really ridiculous little saying. There are some great beddings out there. Carefresh is great. It is a little bit dusty, but it does the job. So make sure that you get any kind of Carefresh, but do freeze it first. As with any bedding, no matter what type it is, freezing it for at least 24 hours, make sure there's no mites in there that can harm your animal. This is true for any bedding at anywhere you get it. Any pet store, any special supplier, always freeze the bedding first. I live out in New York, so in the wintertime what I do is I just put the bag outside in the winter, let it freeze, and when I need it, I'll bring it in the day before I need it to let it thaw back out. Kills anything that could harm your animal. So Carefresh is great. Again, any color that you want to get it in is fine. I don't really notice a difference at all with the smell or absorbency. Yesterday's News is fantastic litter. I use that as the litter in my litter box here. You can get it in ferret bedding, rabbit bedding, small animal bedding, or cat bedding. They're all the same. They just have different shaped size pellets. They're all the same shape with different sizes. So if you'd like, what I do is I go into the cat litter section, I grab a big bag of cat litter that's only about $2 more than the tiny bag you get in stores for the small animal bedding, and use that instead. There's no danger using that for rabbits or ferrets or hamsters. It's just recycled paper, so go ahead, go to the cat aisle, grab your bag and go. Saves you a bunch of money if that's what you use as your bedding. Fleece is also a typical bedding used, and it works great. The only problem with fleece is it does get a little stinky a lot quicker than normal bedding would. But the great joy of fleece is if it gets stinky or soiled, you just throw it in the washing machine with unscented detergent and it's clean and you never have to buy more. The only thing you want is maybe a week or two's worth of fleece and you're done. Unless you have fleece chewers like I do, in which case this does not work at all. So those are your choices. There's plenty more in the stores. Stay away from anything that you can smell personally. There's rose-scented, lavender-scented, mint-scented. I mean, I've seen all kinds of scents out there. Don't get those. If you can smell it, then your animal can absolutely smell it. And that is not good for the respiratory tract. So just stay away from all of that. There's also the option of not using bedding at all for certain animals. For example, rats. And just cleaning the bottom every single day will be okay. Litter training works best, though, I gotta tell you. So if you have any other bedding questions, please feel free to ask.